I became homeless because I lost my job. I couldn't afford to pay $560 a month house rent. So that's how I became homeless. I trying to get into shelters, needed shelter, have beds available. So I sleep in the parking garage or eat on a bench down there by St. Joe River. Or sometimes I accumulate enough funds, I rent me a room. But it's not all about me. It's about a lot of other people also that's in the same situation, and a lot of people look at homeless people as nothing, worthless, bums, drunks, lazy. But it's not the case with all of us, Most of us out here are actually trying to find a job. We want a job, we want to work. But society has a way of looking at us as nothing, and until someone gives us an opportunity, we're always going to be what society perceives us to be, And what someone can do the most to help is show a little compassion. Not that you have to bend over backwards to a person, but a common how are you day. No one knows how much it means to one of us when someone actually speaks. You can speak to a person, they look the opposite way and act as though they don't hear. It means a lot just to someone even have the compassion enough to say hello or how are you, because that's something we rarely see. But to have people, see you when you're hungry, you're cold, you're wet, and to still look at you and turn it back on you. But there are a lot of things that can be done toward home people. There are a lot of job opportunities that the city can do toward trying to help. For instance, during the winter months when it snows, they spend a lot of money on snow plowing. People have to walk in the streets because the sidewalks are buried in snow because the snow trucks knock snow up on them. There are so many of us here who love to have a job just cleaning off the sidewalks where the people can walk in residential areas, or up and down Michigan Street, up and down Main Street, where business don't clean, where business keep theirs clean there, but for us in residential areas and stuff like that. Or during the summer and spring when there's so much trash and stuff to be picked up, so many lots to be kept clean, the houses that the city destroys each and every month. They could just give someone, they spend thousands of dollars to have a house torn down when they could spend half that amount to just make a house livable where someone can get off the streets from being homeless and say he has a home, and that person will put more into trying to keep that home up. There's a lot of things can be done, but a lot of people don't look at it that way. Nobody wants to be out here begging, asking for food, finance, shelter, nothing like that. But when it comes to that, you have no other choice but to ask, and to have a person incarcerated just because they ask someone for a helping hand. It's the same as someone walking down the streets selling cookies or with cups saying they're taking up donations for cancer patients or whatever. Like, it's the same thing as asking for a donation that way. But people don't see it that way. But people just need to look at homeless people as human beings just like anyone else. A little compassion goes a long way. Not just, you just have to get out and give someone every time you see them, but to be compassionate about that person. That means a lot. I just chalk it up in the hands of God, leave it at that, and also look at it as a lack of understanding. And if people just take time to get to know homeless people, get to know what they're about, find out their story instead of judging them, because he who judges shall be judged. But I don't know. There are some compassionate people.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There are some that compassion. There are some that shows compassion. There are a lot. There are more who don't than do. I call it the have and the have-nots.
A lot more haves than have-nots.
It is.
It's about to change.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I guess.
It is.
Well, Billy, that was nice.
Thank you very
Nice
much,
talking to
young
you.
man. And I thank you for having enough faith in me to give me a ride. I'm not what most people perceive homeless people to be. Just somebody that you don't take up the time with. And that's what most people do. When they see homeless people, they feel like they need to pull away from them.
I mean, anyone can be.
Yeah,
homeless,
anyone can become homeless at any given time.
And
no matter what you have or whatever, there could be some kind of tragedy or something can come about to cause you to lose everything you have. You could go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning trying to figure out where you're going to live at or what happened. You're going to have to wake up in the morning trying to figure out where can you get a meal from. We endure these each and every day. It's not that Most of us out here are just out here to be out here. No one wants to be out here in this type of weather. Trying to figure out where they're going to sleep at, or trying to figure out where they're going to get a meal at, or figuring out if tomorrow's going to be the day that they get a job. You know? In due time.
Yeah, in due time.
Due time.
Well, like always talking to homeless people out there, their stories, where they came from, what happened, all that, because it just puts it helps me put my life in perspective.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I think my day's been bad or I'm struggling, I just think about it. It's like,
And people say, well, I'm having a bad day today. But they don't realize we have a bad day every day. But some of us just choose not to demonstrate that. We can go around with our head up in the air and anger and all like that, but it's not going to change anything. Because a person has a bad day doesn't mean you have to take it out on the next person. Because you don't know what type of day the next person is having. You don't know what's going through that person's mind.
You don't know their story.
Yeah.
Always benefit the doubt.
Yep.
I guess that's all there is to say right now.
Yeah. So.